Welcome to TrailManners, the podcast so dedicated to mountain trails and running that they broadcast out of a 78 Volkswagen bus in the mountains. Who does that? Aric and Joel are your hosts and will bring you the trail life as you may have not heard it before. You hear about everything from gear reviews, nutrition to keep you upright and moving forward, and they'll even bring guests into the bus for conversations that you won't hear anywhere else. It's time for some running adventures on a higher elevation. The old 78 Volkswagen bus is fired up and headed to the mountains. Here are your hosts for TrailManners, proudly representing the 801 with their passion and love for the trails, Aric Manning and Joel Hatch.
All right, welcome to the TrailManners podcast. We're going to try this take 3 of episode 0. So we've actually got in the bus. We're here at 22nd Street Trailhead in beautiful Ogden, Utah on a nice October day. Joel, we've tried this 3 times. Why are we here for another episode?
Well, I think the first time when you do a podcast, you just feel like kind of like a fool. You're kind of lost. You're stumbling for those words. You're not quite sure how you're going to hear on the final product. And I thought it was a good idea for us to maybe kind of rehash everything we've done. That would be nice. Kind of let people know how we feel about doing this podcast. I know me personally, when I think back to what we've done, we've had some great guests on so far. We've had Scott Jaime. We had Robert Kuntz. We've had Tara Warren do her first 100 at the Bear, and she came in and talked to us. We actually had Ty Draney come in and talk to us as well. Unfortunately, that didn't turn out so well. So I think it would be really great if we were just kind of upfront and honest with our listeners and say, hey, we've tried this a couple times, we've screwed up along the way, and let's do it again.
You know, and it kind of takes me back to my first time trail running, because my first time trail running, I thought, oh, you put some shoes on, you get on a trail, and you can go. And I got back home and looked, and I was like at a 14-minute pace and thought, well, I don't know if that's how it's supposed to go.
Ooh, 14-minute pace is pretty good, though.
Yeah, and
especially for guys like us.
But then I called a friend of mine and said, hey, what's your average pace on like a 10-mile trail run? He's like, oh, around 7.
Yeah, but that's Scott Jaime.
Yeah, but still, I thought, well, I got some work to do. So we want to put out a quality product, and that's why we're here for take 3 of our first episode. And so this is going to be the first one we post, and what you can expect from our first 3 shows, as Joel already mentioned, is our first show that you're going to hear is from Mr. Scott Jaime. And I think that show is, well, not just our first show, but I think a great show.
It is.
So, and then our next show we had was with Robert Kuntz, and he is with First Endurance. That one is super educational. I think people are really going to, like listening to that one. I've listened to it already 2 times to gain some information. So I think that's a great show. The third show is with first-time 100-mile runner Tara Warren. She conquered the Bear 100, and that was yet just another spectrum of, people we have on our show. So what can you expect from the TrailManners podcast?
Well, you and I are just 2 regular guys, right?
I would think so, yeah.
Just a couple mid-packers. So we're not going to, pretend we're going to get any, great insights out of people. But, being just regular folk, we're going to ask those questions that you've probably always wanted to ask our guests. How did you get to this point? What's your training like? What do you generally eat? Because those are what, affect you during your normal run. That's what we're after.
And, we're not afraid to ask the stupid questions.
Definitely not.
I've been doing that for years. And, what else makes it so unique is we do it out of Studio 78.
That's true.
Which is a 1978 Volkswagen bus. It's a pretty green color. It's got some work to do in our studio, but that's what makes it different. So we got some trail life, we got mountain life, and we've got that beautiful van life.
We do. And that's another thing that we'll bring to you is, when you go to races or when you go to adventure runs, sometimes you take your van, sometimes you take your truck, and that becomes part of the adventure. And that's why we love doing this. And that will be this unique thing. This is one of the ideas that we came up with over the summer of 2015 was, how can we differentiate ourselves from those other people that are doing podcasts? And we're like, let's do it out of the bus.
That's right, because
nobody else is doing it.
There's some great podcasts out there that have to do with trail running, with ultra running, with van life. We've listened to them, and there's some quality products out there. We just wanted to bring our own type of show together, our own vibe together, if you will. But we also wanted to make sure we can, talk to the masses, the first-time trail runner, the person that's thinking about it. And you know what? I had my wife listen to one of these shows. She doesn't run trails, and she enjoyed the show. So hopefully we can reach out to a little bit of everybody. But at the end of the day, I think what me and Joel can honestly say is we're just following a passion of ours.
Yeah, we're two biggest fanboys of trail running. They're out there.
For sure. I mean, stalker's a heavy word for it, and at times you could probably use that word. But I think fanboys, that's kind of nails it right there.
Absolutely. And, we'll bring you some pretty big heavy hitters coming up over the next few months. And we're going to approach it as, hey, we're the biggest fans of trail running and the athletes that are out there, and we want to bring that to you.
And, when we sit here at a trailhead, you're going to hear just impromptu stuff. We have a show coming up where some guy is just banging in his little, I think it was a Scion or something.
That a little Saturn or something like that?
Just grubbing Taco Bell. So we get wild cards that get thrown into the show, and we got to kind of ad-lib as we go. But this is fun. Let's hope it's a product that you'll enjoy. Feel free to leave us some reviews. Feel free to leave us some, contact us a little bit. See what you want to hear from us, because we have no problem reaching out to whoever we want to or need to get this show to what the listeners want to hear.
Absolutely. Yeah, we're excited to do this. And like I said, this is our third attempt. And I think this one's already going a lot better than our first two attempts.
Hey, our first attempt, I remember sitting here holding the mic, looking at you, kind of going, it was one time at band camp. I mean, we were at a loss, but now we've had some great guests on the show. We're getting more comfortable with, our roles in the van here, where we sit, the fact that the front seat turns around so you're not sitting in a little prop stool.
Yeah.
So this is just another reason why this is just a true two guys chasing a dream, following a passion, whatever you want to say, sitting in a bus.
Yeah, it's been awesome so far. I really enjoyed it. It's taught me a lot, too, how to interact with people. From my point of view, I just try to let that guest, whoever we brought in, let them talk, because they have a lot of knowledge, a lot of information that they can pass on to you. For me, that's sit back, stay out of the way, let them do most of the talking. As a matter of fact, I let Aric do most of the talking because he's really good at it. So that's where I'm at with it right now.
So we're going to take a quick little break here. We're going to, get our notes together, get our stuff together. We're going to come right back with you to let you know a few of the other projects we got going on, as well as give you a little bit of information on our website, because we are not just about podcasting. We do have a website that's going to follow up with this, so we'll be right back.
All right, welcome back to the TrailManners podcast. Again, this is Joel Hatch and Aric Manning. We're in Studio 78. It's a beautiful October day here in Ogden, Utah. I can't believe the weather we've had. It is not felt like fall at all. Crazy warm.
Yeah, and this today's actually was a little bit cooler, so I'm hoping it kind of takes that trend and keeps that pattern going for us.
I think so. I think it's supposed to cool off a little bit this weekend. I know that I'm going to head up to Jackson this weekend to do a little bit of trail running, to do some testing with some new gear that we got in the mail yesterday. Got some nice Pearl Zumi gear. Got some nice goo product, so I'm going to take that up there and do some testing.
And don't forget about the new Ultra Spire belts that you're going to be testing too.
Ooh, yeah, if I can get my hands on that and take that up there, it'd be nice.
Yeah.
That'll be nice. So, as Aric mentioned earlier, not only do we do the podcast, but on the website, the TrailManners.com website, we're also going to be doing gear reviews. We'll do some written reviews, and we'll also do some YouTube reviews, because I know that some people, they like reading the reviews, but others get more out of it by actually seeing the product. So we'll be going ahead and posting those reviews. Also, we're going to be doing some trail life reviews. We'll do some adventure reviews as well. I know that we have an article coming up on Wheeler Peak, which is over there in Great Basin National Park. That will be posted pretty soon. We also have a review of the Ruby Crest Run, and then we also are going to be highlighting some van life, some adventure life as well. So not only do we do podcasts, but we're going to do a little bit of everything with trail life.
And some of the other things you can expect from us, we have some guest articles and guest writers. Scott Jaime over in Colorado is going to be writing for us. He's going to be doing an Average Eddie column, which is going to talk about the simplicity of running, which is going to be good. We have some nutrition articles that people can come in and read a little bit as well. And we are also going to have a little store. We're going to have a shop because this stuff does not fund itself. So we're going to have some stickers. We're going to have some cool hats. We're going to have some cool shirts so you can represent TrailManners Nation from across the globe.
Or if you just want to throw down some cash, we got a donate button.
And that's not a bad option either, if you have too many shirts or hats, but it never hurts. So, but the website itself is a place where you can contact us if there's somebody you want to, us to interview, some gear you want us to review, or maybe it's an adventure run. Maybe you're like, I've always wanted to do this run. Have you guys heard anything about it? We can definitely dig into that. Also, if you're interested in submitting any, information to us, we're not against.
Like an article. If you want to write for us, feel free to contact us.
Absolutely. Whether it's a gear review or maybe it's, some cool run that you've done in the past that you want to get the word out a little bit and spread that love, we're not against that. Like I said, this website, these podcasts is for people that want to live and enjoy the mountains, enjoy the trails. It's not to say it's not for people that don't do those things, but it can be inspirational for those that don't as well.
That's right.
So on our website, I'll give a quick little thing on there. That is, up and running right now. It's going to be launched here in the next few days as far as some more content like Joel mentioned. It's a beautiful design with some great photography. We got some pictures from Lori Burleson, who is, if you're in the ultra running world or trail world, you probably know her. Just a beautiful lady that sits on the trail, takes your pictures, and you probably know who she is. So we got some great photography that you're going to see coming up as well.
Then do we also have Ty Draney writing for us as well?
We
Have
do.
we lined that up yet?
Yeah, we've got Ty Draney writing an article about some stuff, and I'm going to leave that to him. I'm not going to spoil that, but he's got some writing for us. We got an article coming from Robert Coons from First Endurance on nutrition,
nice.
Not just focused on certain products, but also just in general, which he'll follow up to with his podcast. And we also have a few people that we won't mention yet, maybe in a later show that we've got lined up that I think are people that you're going to want to listen to.
Yeah, I'm excited about it.
So, again, we want to thank you for listening to us. We want to thank you for letting us in your ears and in your head. Please leave reviews, leave comments. We are here for full interaction. We're not going anywhere. We are going to live that van life. We're going to do these podcasts. We're going to write these reviews. We're going to do a lot of things. Just, again, two guys following their dreams, their passions, things they love to do. So it's not really work.
Sounds good to me.
All right, so thanks for listening, and this is episode 000 out. We'd like to thank you for listening to the TrailManners podcast. You can follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at TrailManners, or you can swing by the website at www.trailmanners.com. Once you're there, swing by the store page and pick up some official TrailManners gear, or you can talk to us from the contact page. Let us know what you want to see, who you want to hear, or even if you want to be on the show. So until next time, this is Aric Manning and Joel Hatch reminding you don't get what you wish for, you get what you work for. Now go get it.